Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So I just got done checking out the Keyshawn Davis and Dennis BERINCHYK press conference for the fight coming up this Friday on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden on ESPN. This is going to be an interesting matchup, man, and it just got a little bit more interesting with the back and forth between the two guys, the two camps at the press conference, and the accusation that Keyshawn Davis has put on Dennis BERINCHYK and his team, right? So you got two undefeated guys. Keyshawn Davis 12-0 with 8 knockouts as a challenger. Dennis BERINCHYK 19-0 with 9 knockouts as the champion. This is Keyshawn Davis's very first title shot, so that in and of itself makes the fight interesting. How does he perform under the lights in a championship match? His very first one versus an undefeated fighter. Dennis BERINCHYK has beaten Emmanuel Navarrete, so that's a good win. He's been in there with Anthony Yiggett, who has been in the ring with some guys, right? So resume ain't nothing crazy, but I think it's a good first title shot for Keyshawn Davis. So before the press conference and all of the hoopla that's been happening, leading up to the fight, I already thought this was a good first title shot for Keyshawn Davis. I got to be honest with you, man. This is no disrespect to Dennis BERINCHYK. I think he's a good test for Keyshawn. I think he will present some things for Keyshawn only because he's a pretty crafty guy, Ukraine boxer. We know how Lomachenko and Alexander Usyk, how they get down, right? So these guys are generally very crafty and technical in the ring. So that's something that you have to be prepared for. And this guy's 36 years old. I don't look at the age as a downside for him. I look at that as an upside for his experience, right? That could be an advantage for him. So there's a lot of things that he could bring to the table that could kind of give Keyshawn a different look. But like I said before, this is a test, right? I got to be honest with you. I think Keyshawn Davis is a different type of guy. I genuinely believe that Keyshawn Davis is one of these guys that is a force to be reckoned with. He's a special talent from a skill standpoint, from an athleticism perspective, from the mindset to the work ethic to the pedigree, the guys that he got around him being an Olympian. He's a mean guy, naturally, right? And he wants to fight. And what I've noticed is that the same energy that he bring to all his opponents, to any other opponent, he bringing it in this championship fight with BERINCHYK. And it's been heightened because apparently Keyshawn Davis has received a box of bananas and watermelon with a note on it at his hotel room in an apparent attempt to disrespect him, right? On some racist type shit, right? Now, BERINCHYK said, I don't speak English and I don't write in English, so it couldn't have been me. Of course, that was translated per his, I think that's his manager or, promoter, somebody, the dude that was sitting next to him at the press conference doing the translations for him. But Keyshawn was like, hey, look at it. Look at his manager's face. Look at his face. Alluding to the idea that he over there smirking and sniggling and giggling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows something is up. Like he probably the one that wrote the note for him. You feel me? So Keyshawn feels highly disrespected, and this just adds fuel to the fire. He said, look, I was already gonna whoop y'all ass, but you just made this shit a little bit worse. You dig what I'm saying? So, and look, I don't think Keyshawn, the type of guy that he is, the type of fighter that he is, I don't think he needed any added fuel to whoop somebody's ass, right? But This right here is something that's gonna take him to another level. And I like that. That's the type of fighter that Keyshawn Davis is. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody that is close to Keyshawn planted that shit right there just for some added fuel, because they know how he would have took that, how any real man would have took that as disrespect, right? You feel what I'm saying? But I think they deserve their ass to get whooped. You feel me? I think Dennis BERINCHYK deserved to get his ass whooped. Fuck it. I'm taking it as he the one that did it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm thinking he is the mastermind behind the whole thing, and Keyshawn Davis about to put hands, elbows, knees, ankles, feet, everything on that boy. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm expecting a dominant performance from Keyshawn Davis. Again, I want to see what I can. The best that I feel like we can hope out of this is for Dennis BERINCHYK to, push Keyshawn a little bit, make some adjustments, show us something that we haven't seen before, like give him a different look to help him expand his game a bit, right? But I don't expect BERINCHYK to beat Keyshawn, of course, and I don't expect him to really present a big enough challenge to make us question the ability and the potential of a Keyshawn Davis. I think this guy is right there. He's a southpaw, a smaller guy. That Keyshawn is way bigger than him, right? He's noticeably the bigger fighter, right? I think he's going to have the power advantage. He's going to have the speed advantage. He's going to have the reach advantage. He's going to have the IQ advantage. He's going to have every advantage you can think of outside of, can we say, experience? Even though Keyshawn is a 2-time silver medalist in the Olympics, can we even say that there's more experience? I mean, in terms of time, there's more experience for BERINCHYK, but actual boxing knowledge and experience and boxing wisdom and seeing things, sparring certain guys, being in the ring with certain type of fighters, I can't really say that he's more experienced than Keyshawn Davis. So I'm expecting a thorough ass whooping from Keyshawn on BERINCHYK, and it's his first title shot. And now that he wins this fight, he'll be a champion at 135. So you're gonna have Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Lomachenko, all champions at 35. We know Keyshawn Davis say he want Tank Davis. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. If he wins this fight and become champion, I think the priority, of course, just because of from a time standpoint with a time and history standpoint with Shakur and Tank already being at 135 together, there's already been hopes and talks of that fight happening. That should be the priority. But if for some reason Tank ain't trying to make the fight with Shakur, or Shakur ain't trying to make the fight with Tank, then I think Keyshawn Davis versus Tank Davis that's the one. At 35, that's the fight. That's the fight. So, but he got to go out there and get this title first, be victorious. Now, that don't secure him a fight with Tank Davis, right? Because we know that Tank Davis don't move off of titles. They, that ain't something that they value, right? So, hopefully he puts on a good enough performance to make people want to call for that fight. You dig what I'm saying? So, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. How did y'all feel about the press conference? I love how Keyshawn Davis was in his face, talking this shit, treating him like he ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? And letting him know I'm going to whoop your ass. And the reason why I'm not mad at the way Keyshawn Davis behaved at the press conference is because I know he going to bring that same energy in the fight. When guys talk crazy and act all wild before the fight, but then when you get in the ring, you don't throw your hands, I don't like that shit. But I know Keyshawn is actually going to bring that same energy from the press conference to the ring. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.